Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America.
Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing, and America, as it has been for 5 years under this presidency, is winning. And now, winning bigger than ever before. The tide of this conflict has shifted in ways that no analyst, no strategist, and no foreign adversary could have fully anticipated. What began as a carefully orchestrated campaign of pressure and precision has evolved into a demonstration of American military supremacy that will echo through the decades to come. Every branch of the armed forces has played its role. Every asset has been deployed with purpose, and every operator has executed with the kind of discipline and skill that defines the finest fighting force the world has ever known. This is not a story of luck or circumstance. This is the product of years of training, technological investment, and an unbreakable commitment to protecting the freedom of the seas, the stability of global commerce, and the security of allies who depend on American resolve. In the dark waters of the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most daring direct action missions of the entire crisis unfolded under the cover of night. U.S. Navy SEALs were tasked with a high-stakes raid to seize and neutralize a heavily fortified Iranian oil platform that had been turned into a forward command and drone launch base. This single platform had become the nerve center of a coordinated campaign of disruption and aggression. It was coordinating mine-laying operations across the shipping lanes and launching Shahed drones directly at passing oil tankers, threatening not only the lives of civilian sailors, but the energy supply chains of dozens of nations whose economies depend on the uninterrupted flow of petroleum through this narrow and critical waterway. Every day the platform remained operational was another day of risk, another day of escalation, another day that the world's most important maritime choke point remained under threat. The mission was clear: storm the platform, eliminate the threat, capture key intelligence, and deny Iran any further use of this strategic outpost. No conventional Marines or Army units were involved. This was a pure Navy SEAL operation from planning to execution, a testament to the unique capabilities that America's Special Operations Forces bring to the most dangerous and complex assignments imaginable. At a forward naval base in the Arabian Gulf, the SEAL platoon gathered inside a dimly lit briefing room aboard the USS John C. Stennis. The atmosphere was one of focused intensity, the kind of quiet that settles over professionals who understand exactly what is at stake and exactly what they are capable of. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Hale stood before a large holographic display showing every detail of the target platform in precise three-dimensional relief. The 3D model rotated slowly, highlighting guard positions on the upper decks, the central control tower, the drone launch pads on the lower level, the helipad, and the underwater support legs where Iranian fast boats were moored. Every inch of the structure had been studied, analyzed, and committed to memory by the intelligence specialists who had spent weeks preparing this briefing package. Satellite imagery, to signals intelligence and human intelligence had all been synthesized into a single coherent picture of the target, and that picture was now being translated into a plan of action that left nothing to chance. Commander Hale traced the infiltration routes, explained the exact timing of the tidal patterns, and laid out the 4 assault teams and their specific objectives. Team 1 would secure the helipad and communications room, ensuring that no distress call or emergency transmission could reach Iranian command ashore. Team 2 would clear the drone storage area, neutralizing the primary weapons capability of the platform in a single decisive sweep. Team 3 would take the command tower and capture the Iranian officer in charge, See, high-value individual whose knowledge of Iranian naval operations in the Strait was considered invaluable to ongoing intelligence efforts. Team 4 would provide overwatch and handle any fast boats attempting to escape, using long-range precision fire to deny any avenue of retreat to the platform's defenders. We hit them hard, we hit them fast, and we own that platform before they can send a single distress call, Commander Hale told his men. Every SEAL listened in absolute silence, memorizing every corner and every second of the plan, their expressions calm and composed, their minds already running through contingencies and responses to every possible complication. After the briefing, the operators moved to the armory for final preparation. They donned their dark tactical dry suits, checked rebreathers, and fitted suppressed Mk-18 rifles with night vision optics. Each man carried extra magazines of subsonic ammunition, flashbang grenades, breaching charges, medical kits, and flex cuffs. The weight of the gear was familiar, the weight of responsibility even more so. Snipers zeroed their suppressed Mk-13 rifles for long-range shots across the platform deck, accounting for the slight wind coming off the Gulf and the residual motion of a vessel operating at anchor in open water. Combat divers double-checked their underwater scooters and limpet mine packages in case any Iranian boats needed to be disabled quietly before the main assault commenced. Every piece of equipment had been checked and rechecked, every potential failure point identified and mitigated. But the mood was calm and focused. And these were men who had trained for exactly this kind of raid hundreds of times, in cold water training facilities in Virginia Beach, in mock-ups constructed at secret locations in the Nevada desert, and in real-world operations across the most dangerous corners of the globe. They had done this before. They would do it again tonight. And they would do it perfectly. On the flight deck, 2 MH-60S Nighthawk helicopters and 4 combatant craft assault boats were already prepped and waiting, their crews running through final systems checks with the same quiet professionalism that characterized every element of this operation. The SEALs boarded the rigid-hull inflatable boats in complete silence. The assault craft slipped away from the carrier into the black water, riding low and fast, their muffled engines barely making a sound above the soft slap of waves against the hull. The darkness was total, the night overcast and moonless, the kind of blackness that would have been disorienting to any ordinary sailor, but was a welcome operational advantage to men who had trained to move, fight, and win in exactly these conditions. At the same time, the 2 MH-60S helicopters lifted off, flying nap of the Earth to avoid radar detection, their pilots threading through the darkness with practiced ease, using terrain-following systems and night vision equipment to stay invisible to any Iranian radar installation watching the waterway. The helicopters carried the sniper teams and would provide top cover once the assault began, their elevated positions giving the overwatch elements a commanding view of every approach to the platform. 20 minutes later, the boats approached the massive oil platform from 2 different directions, their approach perfectly synchronized to ensure simultaneous contact with the structure from multiple angles. The SEALs cut their engines and drifted the final 100 meters using the current, reducing their acoustic signature to virtually nothing. Hand signals only, no words. The first 2 teams fast-roped from the hovering Nighthawks onto the upper deck, while the boat teams simultaneously climbed the platform legs using specially designed grappling hooks and silent ascent rigs, their movements coordinated to the second. The entire infiltration had been rehearsed so many times that each operator knew exactly where he needed to be and exactly when he needed to be there, without a single spoken word to give away the team's presence. Within 90 seconds, all 4 teams were on the platform without raising any alarm. The Iranian guards, accustomed to the rhythms of a remote posting far from any perceived threat, had grown complacent. That complacency would cost them dearly. The assault was surgical. Suppressed rifles dropped the first perimeter guards before they could react, the subsonic rounds making barely more noise than a closing door in the night air. Flashbangs cleared the drone storage room in one clean sweep, the operators moving through the disoriented defenders with practiced efficiency. Team 3 breached the command tower door with a shaped charge and secured the Iranian commander before he could reach the radio. The entire sequence from breach to capture taking less than 8 seconds. The entire platform was under SEAL control in under 6 minutes. A staggering achievement that reflected the months of preparation and the extraordinary capabilities of the operators involved. One Iranian fast boat tried to flee, its crew having heard something in the night that instinct told them was wrong, but it was disabled by a sniper shot to its engine from 300 meters away. The precision of the shot as remarkable as the silence with which it was delivered. The remaining guards surrendered without further resistance, their will to fight evaporating the moment they understood what was happening around them. While the assault teams secured the prisoners and swept for booby traps, working with the methodical thoroughness that prevents the kinds of tragic mistakes that can turn a tactical victory into a strategic disaster. The intelligence specialists went straight to work with the calm focus of professionals who had been preparing for this exact moment. They downloaded data from the platform's command computers, accessing files that would reveal the full scope of Iranian naval operations in the Strait and beyond. They photographed maps and drone control systems, capturing information that would allow analysts back at the Carrier Strike Group to reconstruct the entire operational picture of Iranian activities in the region. They seized several encrypted laptops and communication devices, materials that the National Security Agency's cryptographers would spend the coming weeks working through, extracting intelligence that would prove invaluable to every subsequent operation in the theater. Combat divers attached limpet mines to the underwater support structure for later controlled demolition, ensuring that the platform could never again serve as a launchpad for mines, drones, or any other offensive capability. Every minute that passed was another minute of mission success, another minute of intelligence gathered, another minute of capability denied to the enemy. With the objective complete, the exfiltration began with the same precision and discipline that had characterized every phase of the operation. The MH-60S helicopters returned, hovering low as the SEALs fast-roped back down with their high-value prisoners and intelligence packages secured and accounted for. The assault craft pulled alongside the lower deck to extract the remaining operators, their engines rumbling back to life as the last SEAL cleared the platform. And within minutes, every SEAL, every prisoner, and every piece of captured intelligence was off the platform and racing away into the night, the dark waters of the strait swallowing them as completely as if they had never been there at all. Back on the USS John C. Stennis, Commander Ryan Hale received the code word confirming mission success. The Iranian oil platform that had threatened global energy routes and the freedom of navigation in one of the world's most critical waterways was now completely neutralized and under temporary U.S. control. The relief on the faces of the support staff watching the mission feed in real time was palpable, but the operators themselves remained professional and composed, already beginning the process of debriefing and transitioning to the next phase of operations. The intelligence teams immediately began exploiting the captured data, working around the clock in shifts to process the enormous volume of information that had been seized from the platform systems, information that would prove vital for the next phases of operations in the Strait and potentially far beyond. As the first light of dawn touched the horizon, the platform stood silent. Controlled charges detonated below the waterline, collapsing key support legs in a precise sequence calculated by Navy engineers to bring down the structure in a controlled and irreversible manner. The platform began to list, its decades of service to the Iranian energy industry now at an end, ensuring it could never again be used as a launchpad for mines or drones or any other instrument of aggression against international shipping. And the decision to destroy rather than hold the platform was a deliberate strategic signal, a message that American forces were not seeking to occupy or control Iranian infrastructure, but simply to deny its use as a weapon against the peaceful commerce of the world. The success of this lightning raid sent shockwaves through Iranian command. Officers who had believed that the remoteness of the platform and the strength of its defenses made it untouchable now faced the reality that no position,